and environmental sustainability. Extracted within 24 hours of harvest for potency. Pure and patented seawater. Biocompatible for perfect harmony with the epidermis. With more than 80 trace minerals, 15 essential oils, 10 botanical waters and botanical extracts, and protective antioxidants, including carotenoids and polyphenols. Nutrients Organic is not animal tested, non-comedogenic, 100% vegan, and paraben-free.
All right, so that is just to give you a quick overview of what that is. And do we have it set up to try? Oh, wow, you guys are in for a treat. So we call, or we do stuff called spa hours, where you can come have a whole either facial and just experience this organic skincare line. And just to recap, I don't know if you guys caught that, especially with the bad sound quality we had, but 10 fresh marine seaweed extracts, pure and patent seawater, and I love that part. Our CEO, and I agree with her, she says when you experience this skincare, it's like a day at the beach. And if you've ever gone to like a tropical or an exotic location where you're in the salt air, you know how baby soft your skin feels, right? So it's like, it's called thalassotherapy. It's a treatment, seawater treatment on the skin. And it is for centuries, probably much longer than that, because we know it's in European culture. I would say probably thousands of years. This is something they've done, or that the thalassotherapy is what they've used. It has your 10 essential vitamins, 10 essential, let me go back, essential oils, and then your 10 botanical waters and botanical extracts. So it is definitely worth trying. Everybody loves the smell and the feeling. Even if you just try it on the back of your hand, you're gonna love it. All right, so for your age-defying cell activation system, real quick, cleanse and detoxify. That is critical, especially with the pollutants we're exposed to every day in the air. Balance and invigorate, and activate and nourish. So those are the 3 simple steps. Each one, I love each step. My daughter loves each step. Josh, I see him in there and he's like, no, I'm just kidding. But he does enjoy it. All right, so at this time, Josh is gonna come back up and close us out. Thank you all so much. It's great to be with you.
Thank you, honey. All right, how many of you are excited about the organic nutrients marine-based skincare line? Doesn't that sound pretty neat? Hey, you guys, how many of us recognize that we don't want to look like the beast beside our beauty? Would you agree with that? Amen? Okay. And some of us have twice as much skin exposure. Did Chelsey tell you about that? Right? So I love it. Anyhow, there was a very, I would call, she was, for good reasons, a skeptical, right, scientist, dermatologist that said, her mom said, hey, that we'd already done our clinical trials, all that was done. I was doing my own use study here, pulling together some people to try it ahead of the launch. She said, well, you can talk to my daughter, but she has something she loves and her skin is super sensitive. Guess what happened? I said, I love that. I want her to try it. So I talked to her. She said, I'll try it. Guess what happened? She loves it. She's like, I will tell anyone, everyone. She's not paid to go share this, but she got on our conference call sharing it. She's coming to our convention in Seattle, and she said, this is amazing. All the way down the ingredients. She called me one Sunday evening. She said, Josh, do you know how amazing this is? This is great for everything from teenagers, and she starts explaining it only like she could, right, to senior citizens, anti-aging, and she starts talking about what it does for the skin and how it works. She's like, you guys knew what you were doing. I said, yeah, it's over a decade of research and product development to have the first organic marine-based skincare. And she said, you know what she said? She said, this is inexpensive too. She said, if you go to Nordstrom and try to get a marine-based skincare, it's not even organic, and yet one product costs more than your whole set. And she said, it's cheaper than Macy's, far, far cheaper. But it's the most important, it's not the cost, it's the quality, right? And it lasts several months. But anyway, there's so much more we could say, but we're not. You can ask us questions afterwards, and again, it's set up in the back for you to check out. But Bob asked me if I'd add 2 other products, so I'm going to hit these very quickly, and then we're going to wrap up. Now, how many of you know somebody who's a diabetic or pre-diabetic? Okay? And guess what? Those of you who didn't raise your hand, I know statistically you do. You're just not thinking of the person at this very moment. Because here's what I know. That half of all adults in the U.S. have diabetes or pre-diabetes. Yo, this is absolutely scary. It should be scary to us. I served on the diabetes caucus for the state of Georgia. Do you know why states are concerned? Oregon, I know all the states now have a diabetes caucus. They're very concerned because of the potential to bankrupt healthcare systems around the world. Okay, very serious. It is the most painful, debilitating, costly, major cause of amputations, blindness, renal failure, could go on and on. This is serious business, and yet the reason why I get really excited about it, not only is it the most painful and debilitating disease and costly, but there's good news. It's the easiest to manage and even to help prevent with proper dietary choices, and other things, exercise and supplementation and things that we can do. Is that good news? So I want to show you something that I am just super proud of. Oh, I want to say this. You may say, I'm not a diabetic or pre-diabetic. Well, okay, but you should be concerned too. Even when blood glucose levels aren't high enough to warrant a diagnosis of diabetes, the risk of cardiovascular disease increases as blood glucose levels rise. Okay, so it's important to all of us for longevity. You want longevity? Yeah. Yes? Okay. No. All right, so I want to introduce to you Glucose Balance. It combines ancient wisdom and modern science. You can learn more about it. You can go to NeoLife.com, read more about it. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch videos by our scientists on it. But I'm going to give you just a quick, real quick run through. It has a proprietary Ayurvedic botanical blend, which is natural whole food source botanicals. Such as cinnamon, curcumin, and turmeric that are known to help support normal glucose levels during fasting and after meals. And it has supporting nutrients in it like chromium GTF, which 90% of the population is deficient in, and yet is critically important in helping to control glucose levels. Okay? It also has alpha-lipoic acid, which provides protection from free radicals created during the metabolic process and helps support also normal blood sugar levels. The curcumin in there has over 200 clinical trials showing the impact that curcumin has on helping with blood sugar levels. Cinnamon is known to help not only with production of insulin by the pancreas, but also the way your cells are able to absorb and uptake glucose in the blood. Now, the bottom line is what I love seeing out in the field. This tour, we left, went on the road as soon as the product was launched. We packed up, moved in the bus 2 weeks later. And it's crazy what we're hearing. It's amazing. Had a nurse recently, she's always testing everybody's A1C scores, which is your 90 days fasting blood sugar levels. And again, we got to be really careful because we're not claiming to cure anything, okay? It's just amazing what happens when you make some wise choices. Okay, and then I got to tell you about one more thing. How many of you have heard of CoQ10? Okay, you want to hear a perfect example. Proof, they say, is in the pudding, right? Of how different NeoLife is. You've all heard of CoQ10, right? Or most, if not all of you. Yet you're probably asking, you just came out with this recently, just last year, and you're so ahead of everyone, right? And you're so great, 60 years. Really? Let's check that again. You may be asking. That'd be a good question. Because one of our scientists studied underneath the scientists who discovered CoQ10. Now, the whole story of CoQ10 is an amazing story. But what happened was, can I just tell you like it is? Companies rushed to market with a great story, which is actually factual of how important CoQ10 is in the body, but without proof that they could actually deliver and understood the biological pathways to deliver the CoQ10 to the mitochondria of the cell. Okay, and the sources on the market weren't natural. Okay, so NeoLife has been trying to crack this code for decades, trying to figure out how to have a CoQ10 that's natural and bioavailable. Do you care about both of those? Yeah. Right? So we're not going to sell you something just because you'll buy it. Right? NeoLife, if NeoLife has it, it's quality. You can count on it. And I love that. I love knowing that for 25 years. So here we go. Quick rundown. First of all, why do you need CoQ10? By the age of 40, your body makes half as much. Produces half as much CoQ10. How much? Half. So if you want to slow down aging and stay younger longer, you want to add CoQ10. All right? Now, if you're not eating a perfect diet, how many of you would say you're on a perfect diet? Okay? Then the diet is deficient in CoQ10. Okay? So this just further complicates it. Your body's making half as much, our diet's deficient in it, and it gets even worse. 300 medications on the market deplete and interfere with your body's production of CoQ10. The number one class of drugs on the market, what are they? Statins. You know anybody on statins? In other words, like Lipitor to lower cholesterol. Well, guess what? The very same pathway that leads to reducing LDL also interferes with your body's ability to produce CoQ10, leading to the number one side effect of statins: muscle pain, muscle breakdown. It doesn't happen necessarily immediately, but these are side effects that show up further down the road, and then people go back to the doctor. Oh, I'm hurting. I'm not as quick. I'm losing mobility and all that. And what happens? They put you on another drug. Put you on another drug, right? That's why I said majority of the population is on medications, and they just keep adding another. And unfortunately, oftentimes, some doctors are getting this, but too often they're not going back and saying, well, you know what? We put you on this. It interferes with your body's production of CoQ10. Let's put you on CoQ10. Now, up until recently, they had a good reason not to, because it could just be an expensive product that wasn't actually delivering results. So I'm so excited about this. Low CoQ10 impact also not only is important for muscle function, but also energy. You want energy? We've had people, just amazing stories of people who are, I'm noticing more energy. All that changed was CoQ10. Disease risk, we do care about this, don't we? Disease risk, things like cancer, diabetes, heart disease, neurodegenerative diseases, cognitive decline, and migraine headaches. Okay, very impacted by low CoQ10 levels. So, naturally sourced, NeoLife's mitogenic phytolipid and sterol blend. Do you remember how I started out talking about phytolipids and phytosterols? Remember that? The key to helping your cells unlock, absorb, and utilize the nutrients? Well, we've actually added that as well to the CoQ10 to make sure it's getting to the mitochondria. Who understands phytolipids and phytosterols like NeoLife? No one, right? That's our first product back in 1958. We understand how to deliver cellular nutrition. This product's unlike any in the market. Just from each of these standpoints. One alone would be impressive, but all together, unbelievable. NeoLife's proprietary polyphenol blend. Oh my goodness, there's so much I want to say about that, but I can't. We own polyphenols. We own the research on that. We are way out front, the leader on that. You want me to prove that? Ask me afterwards, okay? I would love to get into that. And then our resveratrol, you know how important that is for anti-aging. And then L-cysteine. So, okay, I meant to take one of these slides out because we don't have time for all this. But here's all the benefits. Naturally sourced, mitogenic, phytolipid and sterol blend. Something else I want to point out, ubiquinone form for easy digestibility. We want to make sure it's digesting, easily breaking down. Clinically proven dosage, it breaks down in 2 minutes. How's that? And when you look at our competitors, other CoQ10, it may just be a bleep on the radar. If it does go up, quick spike and down, NeoLife sustained. How do you like that? This is a perfect example of why our family will only take NeoLife. It's a perfect example of that. So, we want to help you enjoy all these benefits here. Numerous benefits of CoQ10. Everyone over the age of 18 should be supplementing CoQ10. But if you're over the age of 40, you absolutely want to add that one. It's a no-brainer. So now let's begin to wrap this thing up. I was joking about going till 3:30, so we do need to wrap it up. All right, so the Upside Down Wellness Guide, the solution is the breakfast pack. Can you say breakfast pack? Breakfast pack. All right, good. I did my job. Thank you. You are what you eat. This was U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Richard Carmona said, you are what you eat, and the reality is that 75% of all chronic diseases are preventable. How many? 75%. So I say, tell somebody it could change a life. But based on what you've heard, even just the science so far, and not that we went all that deep yet either, but just what we've heard, is it logical? I always ask that question. I say, think about this for a moment. I mean, you've heard so many stories like I have, and we can't name names this morning. But think about it. You've heard the stories, the juices of the week, the exotic herbs of the Amazon rainforest that's going to do everything from curing ingrown toenails to cancer and baldness. Doesn't do anything for me. But this is logical. Whole grains, fruits and vegetables and fish. Every major health organization is saying we need more of it. But preventing chronic diseases is not as simple as saying just go home and eat a well-balanced diet. True or true? In fact, true or false? It's true, right? So, but people say, well, is it affordable? You're getting all of this in that box of Pro Vitality. That's a lot of whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and fish. But is it affordable? Yes. $1.49 per day. If you're a member of our wellness club. There's a catch. If. Okay? And then the price of a NeoLife shake, well, I know you've hopefully never seen this before, but for those of you who may have read about it, how much would it cost to get a fast food meal? See, look at that. No one knows. $5 to $8, right, or more, plus, not tax, medical bills, right? They're coming. And the NeoLife shake, $2.75. Is that affordable? You bet it is. Yeah. And not only that, we shouldn't even be asking the question about affordability. First thing we should ask about is what's our most valuable asset, right? Invest in you. But it is. Now, if you want to jumpstart your health or fitness program, I recommend you do a 3-day detox. You can ask the person who invited you about that. It's packaged very convenient. It's easy. Don't buy these detoxes on the market that you don't know what you're getting. This was developed by the top toxicologist in the world, right, Bob? Yes. Dr. Arthur First. He knew what he was doing and the team of scientists in creating this 3-day detox. So, and it's actually more than 3 days because there's a whole follow-up 7 days on top of that to help restore and replenish. And it's amazing though. But as we wrap this thing up, there was a catch to the pricing. Did you notice I said, if you're a member of the Wellness Club? Do you guys have a Sam's or Costco around here? Yeah, what does that cost for a lifetime membership? About $50 for a lifetime membership. What's that? Every year. Okay. I was trying to sneak that in there, joking around. It's a yearly, right? Yeah. So NeoLife has made, well, first I should say, we're on a mission to end the, right, that's why my daughter was passing on these little stickers here. It says, in the trend, ask me how. Others say, help us in the trend. Please do. But to do that, we made access to our membership free for the first time in our company's history. You can purchase a single product today with a 100% money-back guarantee and get a free membership. Can you get any better than that? What are the? Yes, you can. Here's the benefits. You can save 15 to 25% discount on all of our products. Does anybody like the idea of 25? In fact, y'all, that's inaccurate. It's 25 to 30%. You like the 30? How do you get 30? 25 to 30. You put one product in convenient auto delivery. Do you have cell phone? Are you on auto bill? Of course, right? So you want to, this is your most valuable asset, right? So you put a health pack on auto bill and you'll save the extra 25 to 30%. Now let me ask you, oh, by the way, you might say, well, can I change it? Can I add to it? Can I cancel it if I want? You won't, but could you? Yes. Guess what? It's super easy. We give you your own free website. It's your own membership site. You log in with your own information into your site. You'll even have your picture there and everything. And you can go in and change it, add to it, anything you want. Do we make it easy enough? Yeah. And then it even gets better. We need your help to end the trend. Remember I said that. I'm really passionate about this thing, ending the trend, okay? Because I've seen what a small group of thoughtful and committed people can do. You can change the world. I truly believe that. Challenge me on that. Let's talk about it. I'll give you examples. Small groups of people create movements. We can do that. When your cause is just and you can deliver on what you're promising, we have the ability to make a tremendous impact. Instead of it going like this, we can help turn that around, right? So here's where we need your help. How would you like to get a free health pack? Okay, some of you say, hey, that sounds too good to be true. I understand. I'd probably keep my hand down if I were invited and a guest. It's like, I don't know. Where's he going? Do I have to sell anything? No. Am I going to go sell this to my friends? No. But here's what we are asking you to do. Simply identify 3 people you love and care about that you'd like to live a long, healthy life with you. Share your club membership with them. It's like giving your Costco membership to them and saying, hey, because you're my friend, I'm going to give you the same price I get. Okay? And you should get on this. And I can connect you to the person who shared this with me. They can answer your questions, help you out. And all we're going to do is say thank you, the free health pack the next month, and the next, and the next, and the next, and foreseeably, potentially for the rest of your life. If one falls off, just replace it with someone else you care about. If you share it with 6, you can get up to $400 wholesale value of products. Okay, every month. We have college students getting their shakes for free. And I've had college students 3 meals a day, living for free. 0 food budget. Is that pretty cool? No ramen, goodbye to the ramen noodles. Now, you'll never make a dime, but you'll help us in the trend and you'll help your friends. As a club member, you'll never make a dime. Okay, now you can also join our Be Your Best fitness and weight loss challenges. And I'm not going to get into that, but we have 30-day, 90-day, and 1 year. We've given away hundreds of thousands of dollars to inspire people, to incentivize people, to add that extra bit of encouragement to be your best. And we also have a whole community that's just for those people in the challenge. And that should be all of us. It doesn't cost anything to join the challenge as part of being a part of the NeoLife family. Okay, so quick recap. If you get this right, then that's good because Bob won't have to report me, right? So this is a quick little survey, not a test for you, but a survey to see how I did. And if you get this right, you might be invited to be a part of our entourage and tour, North America. But remember, there's 6 kids and a dog involved. Okay, so it's tight, but it's fun. It's an adventure. Now nobody's going to answer, right, Wayne? Okay, so first step is select a health pack. The most popular health pack is the breakfast pack. You guys are good. Yes. Thank you. Step 2 is you plus how many equals a free health pack? 3 friends, club members, on auto ship. So 3 friends on auto ship getting wholesale pricing, you get a free health pack. Step 3 is optional again. Join the Be Your Best fitness or weight loss challenge, right? Okay, here's 2 quick stories, and then Bob's going to introduce a couple of quick stories before we go to shakes and experience everything. But this is Chandel Thompson. In fact, there's a picture of her in the back showing her before and after the skincare. But what's really cool is she was in someone's home, and I was doing the same presentation, but it was a little shorter, and it was called a Healthy Hour. She was there. She started on the products. She lost 100 pounds in a year, 63 pounds in 6 months. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, this is where I really get excited. As awesome as that is, I want to share this with you. Her husband is a type 1 diabetic. Now, less than 10% of the population is type 1. We cannot cure that. You will be a type 1 for life, right? But we can still help the rest of you, right? You know what happened? He had neuropathy in his left foot. His eyesight was progressively getting worse. He was very skeptical, understandably, a typical guy, But his wife dragged him there. Again, that's why we live longer, thanks to our wives. But he got started that night. Guess what happened? His blood sugar level fasting had been around 250. The next day it was under 150. Within a month, it was in the normal range. In a year, he sent me a video. He had cut his insulin in half, just simply because his body was just utilizing more efficiently what he was getting. Okay? He didn't cure anything or anything of that. But his body is working more efficiently, and everything else is functioning right. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yes, it changed their life. Thank you. That's right, Wayne. That's the right word. This guy lost 251 pounds in 26 months and has kept it off. Now, there's one last thing that I want to do before I hand it to Bob. And that is, and I'll tell you something. I'm going to ask you give me a minute to share something very personal to me. Okay? May I, as we wrap this up? Let me say something. Everybody needs to be a member of our wellness club. Everybody. Do you know how you know if you need a breakfast pack? Check your pulse. Okay? If you don't have a pulse, call 911. Okay? If you do, you seriously need a breakfast pack. Right? Would you agree with that, Wayne? How many years now in NeoLife?
40.
40 years. Okay?
Shake every day.
Shake every day. Yes. So that's a fact. But I left public office unopposed. I came on board with this company, not even knowing what I was getting paid. I don't say that to impress you. That's not here nor there. The point is, I believe in what we're doing. I believe in what we're doing. And I also believe the first step is to get you in the trend for your family. The second step is to ask you, will you share it with 3? Just as a club member, right? The third thing is to ask you to consider, who do you know who might want an exciting, rewarding career with us? Because we're growing and expanding. And we need help, right? This problem is huge. And we're going to build a big enough grassroots movement to get the word out. And I walked into Walmart and I realized they weren't shy about talking about a job opportunity with them. I walked in last year, there's this big sign out front that said, we're hiring. I was not looking for a job. I'm not going to ask for a show of hands, but I bet most of you did not come here looking for a job. But Walmart would rather hire from their customers. I walked into Fry's, also in the Bay Area. They had a big sign that said, we're hiring. I had to walk around that one. I'm not looking for a job at Fry's either, right? But I realized they're bold about saying, hey, we're growing, expanding, we need help. We need help. And this is not a job. This is better than that. This is actually your own business. You become a partner with us in our mission to end the trend. And I'd like to just give you a quick sneak peek on this because afterwards, I would love to have some conversations with some of you who say, I know somebody. I mean, you may have the job, I hope that you do, that you get up on Monday morning and you just can't wait to get to work. You know, everybody else is having heart attacks. You know, it is the number one time for heart attacks. Did you know that? Monday morning, right? That's the most common time for heart attacks during the week. Yep. But while they all are having heart attacks, you just can't wait to get there like Black Friday. I don't really understand this Black Friday phenomenon, but if you do, it's like that, right? You get there first thing early in the morning and you're waiting for the boss to unlock the door. He unlocks the door and you race for your cubicle because you feel like what you're doing is changing lives, right? It's having an impact. And then Friday night, when was that last night, Wayne? The boss has to come in and just kind of kick you out the door. Sorry, you gotta go. We gotta close. And you're like, you know what? I've got to have a paycheck to support my family, to provide for them and all. But if I could, I would do this for free because you love your job. Now, I'm not naive enough to think everybody has a job like that, right? All right? But you could. This is work. Oh yeah, this takes work. But at the end of the day, I started at 18 years old, and people sending me notes and thank you notes and thank you for sharing these products. That was special. I remember thinking, who gets to have a job like this at 18 and 19 and 20 years old? Who gets that, right? Well, we do at NeoLife. So here's what it looks like. You may be driving down the road at a stoplight, and all of a sudden, somebody flashes in your a person's face flashes in, and you think, I got to talk to Wayne. I got to talk to Bob. I got to share this. I got to talk to Josh. You know, I got to share, so-and-so could be great at this, all right? So here's what it could look like. Same benefits as a club member plus, make an extra $500, $1,000, or $10,000 plus a month. Why so much and much more? It's up to you. The need is that big. We are social entrepreneurs. That's the only kind of entrepreneur I ever want to be. Social entrepreneur is somebody who identifies a problem in the community and steps up with a solution through their business to fill that need in the community. Is that pretty cool? Is that exciting? That's what we are. So I'm going to show you just 2 quick slides here, and then again, I'm going to hand it to Bob. But the power of networking. If somebody says, well, Josh, wait a minute, are you really serious? You really think you can build that big of a grassroots movement to end a trend and make that kind of an impact? Let's look at the power of networking. Let's say you, in January, pretend it's January, right? Wayne, you come on board. You share it with one person. That's 2, right? And then every month, we're each just going to share it with one person. Okay, I've done much more than that for years with NeoLife, okay? But we're going to say just one family. February, a double. It just keeps doubling, right? Each person just shares it with just one. December, you would have impacted by the end of the year 4,096 families, protecting their health and helping us to end the trend. Do you think it made a difference for those 4,000 families? Yes. That's the power of word of mouth networking. Our company chose this model because we had to. We tried to sell it to doctors. They weren't educated on nutrition, right? They're awesome when you need them, right? But they don't know much about nutrition. That didn't work. Somebody suggested whose wife had great results with this product, you need to use what we call today network marketing. If it's done right with a unique product, and if it's done right, it's the most ethical, fair, powerful form of distribution. And as a medical doctor told me, who's used our products for 25 years, he said, Josh, I believe that model is the only way we can make the kind of impact that we need to make at a grassroots level. So that's what it looks like. Now you might say, well, I can't quite envision 4,000 families. Well, I'm going to show it to you the last slide here on the business. Very simply, you go out there and help 3 get it free. That's you. You say, all right, I'll share it with 3, and they each know 3. Stop at step 1. Simple enough? Yeah, it's been done in a day. It's been done in a week. It can be done in a month. It's up to you. Second step is help 3 other people. These could be club members just using the products, or they could be promoters. I would say find 3 promoters who want to earn some extra part-time or full-time income. And we're going to show them how to do exactly what you just did, right? That right there, on average, would be $1,000 plus a month, and that's residual income. And the difference in residual, y'all, is that you do one-time work. You take care of those customers for the first year. You educate them. You serve them. You take care of them. They're going to be just like our family. 25 years later, the first thing they're going to get each month is their breakfast pack. Does that make sense? And now you continue to earn off of that. And 1,000 is not a lot, but 1,000 residual income can get you out of debt. I love doing talks on money management and stewardship, right? It can help you pay off debt. It can help you retire early. It can make a big difference, just 1,000. But you could do much more than that if you wanted. It's up to you. Somebody said, well, Josh, I want to do more. Well, you go out there and help 6 people develop that size business. I call it a people's franchise. In other words, an 18-year-old that my parents weren't going to help me go through college, and they weren't going to help me pay for a business. But for $49, I could get started. And then the 3 other excuses I had was I don't know anybody. Well, guess what? 7.3 billion people on the planet. I started with the mailman, the UPS driver. That's literally how I started. So nobody can tell me they don't know anybody. I know how to build a business without knowing anybody because my parents already shared it with everyone I knew. Second thing people say is I'm busy. I love busy people. I wouldn't want to work, well, I want to say I wouldn't, but I'd prefer to work with somebody who's very busy and thinks they're too busy for this. You know, we're filling a board positions on a board that I'm on. I want a busy person. Busy people change the world. It's just a fact, right? Third is people say, well, I don't know enough. That's okay. We'll train you. Every Monday, I do a webinar training, an hour-and-a-half training, getting started. Business training, we're going to do one after this short break, and we're going to equip you to go out there and succeed at building this business. And whoever you're thinking about, that you might refer to us, they're not good at sales. Good. Our number 1 person in Canada is a police officer. The number 1 person this past year in the U.S. was a police officer too, an introvert. They tend to be the best. But if you're an extrovert, we can help you. But if you're in sales, we're going to train you a whole lot. Untrain you. Untrain you. We really will, right? We're just about discovering needs and filling it. Friend relationships, okay? So, help us end the trend, please. That's it. I'd like you to hear a story, though, as we close. And I would say the options as you leave, we have applications, we have laptops to help you get started. But don't forget, it's 100% money back guarantee. 100%. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, right? So the first thing we say is be a club member. If you want to be a promoter, fine. We can help you with that today. And third, you might just say, thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope that you learned something new. You're reminded of something you needed to hear. You get out there and exercise tomorrow and add years to your life and life to your years. And you might say, I want more information. That's fine too. But if you're ready to get started, we'll help you do that. And I can't wait to come back here and hear your story of what these products have done for you. So, Bob, would you come to the front of the room? And as Bob's coming up, how many of you have been using the products for at least a year? Oh, look at that. How many of you have been using it for 5 years or more? Look at that. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. If you're a guest, feel free to look around. Don't be shy. You can look around. Look at their face. Look how beautiful, seriously, how beautiful they are. We have people 60 years I was with last night. Okay, what are we at now? 15? Are we at 20? 25? 30? 35? Now, I got to lower my hand at 25, okay? But if you've been up there, keep your hand up. 35? 40? Look at this, y'all. This is amazing. 50 years? How about 50? You or someone in your family's been using the products for 50 years.
Dad, 48.
Yeah, 48. Wow. Mr. Pearson, 48 years old. I'm 48. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't know different except you told me. 48 years of using NeoLife. Isn't that amazing, y'all? Bob, here you go. Thanks for having me. This has been amazing.
We got a huge hand. Thank you. And Chelsey, too. Thank you so much. That's fabulous. Fabulous. Jill, can you come up right now? Jill? And Steffi, did you think of one or two? Okay, good. So what we're gonna do, we'll be transitioning. We're gonna tell you some of the facts and results from live people. Steph, come on up if you want to share one. And then Dr. Kramer in the back, he's standing by the blenders. For anyone who hasn't had a shake or ever tasted our shake or the bars, go back and Josh can help you. And then there's a station there.